Hello again, I am Jim Bob and welcome back to Railway Empire, Great Britain and Ireland. So, last time out we established our connections between Birmingham and Oxford. Now we need to kind of start pushing more goods into these towns where we can. Now I want to connect up to Northampton as well, if we are able to do that. Let me check. Yes, Northampton is in our buildable range. So, the next obvious push is going to be here. As a straight across line here, so I'm trying to think which way do I want my Northampton station to be. I'm thinking I want to bring Nottingham in. Nottingham's going to need to go at an angle kind of like that, so that we've got a little bit of space before the river, and also we're not too pushed up against that hill. So I think if we kind of do Nottingham. I want fine control. There we go. Nottingham will fit just about better angle. There we go. Nottingham will fit there. Now Nottingham's going to loop around the top towards Manchester. There is actually a route that runs from Nottingham up towards Leeds, goes through Sheffield, which I think, looking at this map, I think Sheffield is somewhere around about here. I think, I'm not 100% certain off the top of my head. And then that Sheffield route can route up towards Leeds as well. This can then loop down into Northampton. This is going to be trickier. Just looking at spacing, might be enough space there. It might be really, really tight. Northampton would probably be better at that kind of an angle. And then we can also link from Northampton up to Peterborough. We're out of cash to be able to do that. So let's actually connect up over here first of all. So I want my passenger lines to kind of route around and go in here at the top. So obviously that's a very big diversion. If we go all the way above the top of that salt facility, which we're not going to do, I'm going to take the line out kind of like that. I'm going to need to tweak the heights. I also need to check positioning in terms of distance. So there needs to be space for a freight line connection between the two. That should do it. That's 100 grand. That's a little bit more pricey than I was hoping to pay, but we can get away with that. Yeah, I'm kind of happy with that. So let me just check. Actually, the easiest thing for me to do, if I take that line out, the easiest thing for me to do first of all would be to put in my station, my log station over here. And then do the little trick that we have been doing. It's going to be trickier over here because of the gradient. Kind of want that gradient to try and sit flat if I can. It's not going to, so I'm going to have to build that around like that. Figure out the freight line route. Yeah, that'll do. So if I delete that and delete that, now hopefully this should work. It gives me a little bit of a gradient on here, which I was hoping to try and avoid, but it's kind of unavoidable, unfortunately. There we go, got a freight connection there, and then this can come out. So I'm going to need a spacer again, because I want to make sure I can get trains stacked up before the station. Oh, damn it, I just cleared the cleared the construction. That should be long enough, I think. That'll definitely be long enough. Oh, this is the spacer, isn't it? So yeah, that's good enough for the spacer. Build that. Connect that around. There we go, and then this can then join the route like that. Except that'll need to go to the inside track. So, oh no, wait. I know what I've done wrong. That is the inside track, so that needs to be the outside track, heading out of the city. Have I got that right? Yes, that's right. There we go. So this is the one that needs to go into the platform, like that, and then this needs to join up to that. About there. Again, we'll try and push that as far forward as we can. To there. So we have the beginnings of the freight line, and then this can now come across and connect up just there. Take this line off here, route that along, and join that up there. Okay, that bit's done. I'll take out this spacer here because that's no longer needed. I need to work on the other end now, so again, just to make sure I keep the gradient correct. Right, I need more cash. Alright, speed time up. No stopping magic trains, which is us. Yeah, we'll buy some technology. Again, we don't have to worry about the AI bidding against us because they're not active yet. Something's just grown. Manchester has just hit 90,000. We can stick a new business inside Manchester. We'll come back to that in a moment. Instead, I need to figure out my spacing over here. If I do that, and then immediately take all of that off. Is that running straight? I think it is. I'll minimise the length of the track just to be on the safe side. There's my spacer. There's my freight lines. It's a 5% gradient. Yeah, that's what I was worried about. Okay, so let's actually demolish those. This is what I was trying to avoid, big steep gradients like this. That's 4% now. That's a bit better. It's also bending away ever so slightly. I can live with that. It's just going to be a steep climb on that bit there. I mean, that's fair enough. Not ideal, but we can cope with that. So that's the freight line. So that now needs to connect up to there. In fact, actually, if I no, I'll leave it like that. That's fine. We just have that steep little incline on that corner. We can get away with that. Again, I've connected the wrong line, so that needs to come out. In fact, seeing as the situation is like that, let's take that out completely, and that. And we'll take that out from there, and that out from there. Actually, I want the inside line to be slightly shorter. So, oh, damn it, I've just taken the whole piece out. That was not clever. So now I have to do the same over here. Ah, pain. Need to run that all the way back around here again. Can sometimes get really fiddly trying to build things the way I want to, but it is what it is. Let's push that all the way in, like that. So we should be able to get that closer. Yeah, there. That's about as close as we can go. So we have the lines there. Now I need to connect this up first. There's that height difference. Yeah, we can kind of live with that. Bring this along here and down. Get connected up. There we go. So we have our freight connection now between Manchester and Nottingham. Now we need to route this onto here. We'll stretch this out so that we get a much shallower incline. Out of cache again. And I've deliberately built that longer than I want to so that I can take that out there and have this straight piece here like this. You can see it's a different height. I just want to be able to have a little bit more control over the gradient on this at the join here. Oh, it's going to push out at a steeper angle, isn't it? That's a little bit too stretched. I don't want it to be quite that stretched. I don't want the gradient to be ridiculously steep either. That'll do. It's not too bad. We can get away with that. And run that along here. Drop that in there. There's quite a bit of a height difference there, isn't it? I didn't realise it was quite so extreme. This is where it gets tricky when you're trying to do things like this and trying to be clever with your placements, and you have hills in the way. It really does have a tendency to completely mess everything up. Need more cash again. There we go. That should be long enough, I think, for a train to stack up. Just. So we have the freight line. Now I need the passenger line. So if I put my space about here. Yeah, I've got a little bridge now, so need to be careful with that bit. I'm just running out of cash all the time. Let's take out that other credit note. 747. What's the payoff to clear the other one? 54. Yeah, we can just about get away. We'll make 10 grand in the process. Alright. Let's try this again. So, this wants to bend around the corner, all the way around to about here. That now wants to bend in there. Shorten that up. There we go. And we have our first spaced connection there. What businesses can we look at putting in over here? I could put a weaving factory in. That would supplement that quite well. We've got the ability to put planks in. I think we'll probably do that. Put a sawmill in instead. It's cheaper as well. Plus we have the wood supply right there. And then we can ship planks out in all directions to Nottingham, to Birmingham, and to Liverpool. Liverpool, I want to get rid of this tweed factory and replace it with a tailor's, but at the moment we kind of need to boost our finances a bit so that we can afford to A, buy it, and B, demolish it, C, replace it. It's going to be expensive. Right, got some cash again. Let's pick up where we left off with our rail build over here. So again, get that gradual curve into the station. Like that. Bring that around. And across the bridge. And again, we're going to get a big chunk of cash back when we demolish this spacer track, but I want to make sure I've got my supply towers in place before we do that, so I can, you know, put one tower down to cover multiple lines. And because we've got the disparity in height through here, there's going to have to be one somewhere on this corner, possibly, for that side. Certainly, we've got plenty of space on this side for one. What I may well do is I may have a separate one just on these two lines here for that particular access point. Again, I need more cash. I've got a stoker. Let's hire him. Let's allocate these staff. Slow things down a bit. We've got a spy. Can we afford the spy? Not yet. Start looking at some of these other trains that we need to maybe improve a bit. What do these stokers do? +8 and +6 in speed. That's good. I also want a good passenger service. Let's give him a nice big speed boost. That's Manchester to Birmingham, and then I want a Liverpool to Birmingham to have a speed boost as well. Oh, he's already got one. Alright, let's find another Liverpool to Birmingham train. There we go. So 2 of our Liverpool to Birmingham trains now have speed boosts, make them a little bit faster. They will eventually end up getting routed to Oxford and then also all the way on to London. A little bit of work to go on that yet. And our Liverpool to Manchester train we can then route over to Nottingham as well. So we'll be able to start shipping people out in all sorts of directions very soon, hopefully. Oh, that's the freight line. So that side's done, isn't it? So it's this side that needs to be finished off. So there's the bridge. Let's connect up. Run parallel around here. And then that line should slot in nicely there. Beautiful. Excellent stuff. So let's figure out signal spacing, which can then help us place our supply towers. Like so. Signals over here. Go. Signals over here. That's not really long enough, is it? Might get away with it. It's going to be tight. Definitely going to have clearance on this side though, that's going to be fine. Plonk that one in. Block there. There we go. And then signals over here. Like that. Have I got space to maybe squeeze a supply tower on the edge here? Oh, it's tight. It's really tight. What about if I go the other side? I might get away with that. We'll try it. If we need to, we can take it out and we can position it somewhere else. And then I want one over here as well. So I need to auto signal along here. Like so. That needs to come out. So does that one. And we don't have a lot of space through there, do we? But there's enough space for me to drop in a supply tower. There. Excellent stuff. That's coming along nicely. We need a supply tower down here as well. We still haven't finished working on this section, so let's put signals in over here as well so we can get these supply towers in. Then we can get all of these extra bits of track that we don't need gone. And that'll give us some extra cash to play about with. Thought there was a bit of track missing from it, then it's just not picking up properly for some reason. I'm not quite sure what's going on there. That's odd. Very odd. Let's put my signals in over here as well. So one there, one there. It's just a straight run, isn't it? There's no connections or anything. Good stuff. Once we get those in place. It's changing the spacing of these signals, look. That's frustrating. Why has it done that? Okay, let's manually drop some signals in instead. Just here. Try and get that back on track, so to speak. Yeah, they're all lined up again now. A little bit off over here again. Ah, this is so frustrating when they don't stay equally spaced. They change the spacing just for no real reason. Those are okay, those are okay, those are okay. Here it gets a bit wonky. Put those in there, take those out. What is wrong with that bit of track there? There we go, try and keep everything reasonably equally spaced where we can. Why do I have a bit of dead track? I'm worried that there's a problem on the line over here. Take this piece out completely. Put it back in again. Oh, there we go. Now it's flowing properly. Maybe it's just a visual glitch, I don't know, but rather than take the risk of having a problem piece, just remove it. So, I want a supply tower here, and you can see here, look, because these lines weren't constructed exactly the same and they're separating out a little bit early here, it's only letting me do 2 at a time as opposed to all 4. So we can't put a signal supply tower there. However, I can look at getting one in over here. I think we'll go close-ish to the station. Let's go there. Get lined up centrally like that. Yeah, that should be enough. So let's take out the spacer piece. Don't need that. Don't need that there anymore. That's all nicely done over there. So that's all signalled and ready to start running. Spacers are gone. Did we clear all the spacers out from over here? Not yet. Let's take that one out. And I put supply tower in, didn't I? Yes, I did. Let's take that one out as well. Nice little bits of cash coming back to us. And then that one as well. There we go. Excellent. So all of our extensions are up and running. We can also route from Birmingham up to Nottingham as well. So we can kind of create a little bit of a loop if we want to. But I think what I'll do is first I'll look to bring Birmingham out to towards Northampton, and then split the line somewhere around there to run out towards Nottingham. Right, let's start reconfiguring our passenger services. So that's going to go from Manchester to Birmingham to Oxford, back to Birmingham, close and accept. Manchester to Birmingham 1. It's going to go from Manchester to Birmingham to Oxford, back to Birmingham, then back to Manchester that way. Second one is running weird for some reason. I'm not quite sure why it's doing that. Running partially on freight, partially on... hang on a minute. That one's doing it as well. The lines have reconfigured themselves because of running on these 2 lines here. So what I need to do over here is I need to make sure that trains on the way back from Birmingham run on that line there. There we go. So Manchester to Birmingham 1, that's the same again. Manchester to Birmingham 2, to Birmingham to Oxford, back to Birmingham, and then make sure it runs on that line. Did we only have those? I thought there was another one. No trains running on that line at the moment, that's good. Yeah, just those 3. I thought we had more than 3 trains. Never mind. Where are they? We can look at getting a 4th one up and running. So one is almost at Oxford. The one's going to Birmingham there. Third one is just leaving Manchester now. So we'll clone that one in a moment. Let that run through a little bit further. And clone. There we go. We have some technology. What do we have? More passengers, improved reliability, more applicants, more profit on mail. There isn't really anything that's exciting me in terms of choices there. I suppose we really should start looking at unlocking more stuff in this category to start getting access to things like the Derwent and the Firefly. These are 2, the 2 new UK trains. So let's improve reliability, because our trains have been breaking down a fair bit. We've got some more staff. A new conductor, good. Oh, 2 spies now, excellent. Still one from Beatrix, and just to mix things up, let's still do the one from Doc Murphy. We have a promoter as well. Now, which city do I want to promote? I reckon Nottingham. Let's promote Nottingham. There we go. That's eaten a big chunk of cash, but we will see the benefits. We do have a potato connection here. I can just about squeeze that in there. That really is very close. Ooh, that looks a bit iffy visually because it's covering up one of the lines. Let's try that the other way around instead. It's not going to let me get close enough now, is it? Oh, yeah, just. And I'm actually going to keep this connection because we are going to want potatoes for our cities at some point. So it makes sense to put these onto the freight line. I wonder, actually. Let me check something. Can I could try and connect onto here, but there's no point because that is a dead end. But can I connect onto here? Could just about squeeze a connection around the side like that. That would be tight, but it would be doable. Okay, yeah, so I'm happy with the station being there. I just need to get this connected onto our network, so let's bring the connection in here. Is that enough? Yes, that's enough. There we go. We'll take the cash. We will leave that like that for now. We'll come back and finish that off another time. More important is getting everything else set up. Oh, look at that. We were going to put a sawmill business in, and the AI has decided to build one for us. I completely forgot about trying to put a business in there. So let's at least start feeding that business, and then we can look at buying it. In fact, actually, no, let's not. Let's see if we can buy it first before it starts getting goods supplied. Then the price will suddenly rocket up. So we'll buy it now. And you can see that as we were buying that, some wood came in by cart, and that immediately pushed productivity up to 98%. Now, if we bid at this point, we would be paying considerably more. We managed to start the auction just before it started producing, when its production value was at 0%, as opposed to damn near 100. So we've saved quite a lot of potential cash there. Nottingham is growing already, thanks to our promoter, even though they've got no goods going in there at all by rail. Let's throw in some freight into our sawmill business. Birmingham isn't going to have a demand for logs yet. No, sorry, for planks yet. Not till 60,000. Manchester will be able to supply Liverpool, though. Liverpool really has stagnated, unfortunately, at around 80,000. Because of this business. I need to get rid of that business. And I think we took out all the potential loans we could, didn't we? Oh, Station Master. Reduces maintenance time, and look at that, he gets on with our surveyor, so that's going to improve the efficiency of our Station Master straight away. So look, he's now 9% as opposed to 6 when we hired him because of that friendly bonus. Brilliant stuff. Let's find one of our express trains over here. Where's Liverpool to Birmingham? 0. There it is. So Liverpool to Birmingham to Oxford. That's on the passenger lines. That's good. on the passenger lines through here. Yes, good stuff. And then just back through Birmingham. Put a conductor on that train. Train number 1, do the same thing. So route that to Oxford, and then from Oxford back to Birmingham, and then from Birmingham we'll go straight back to Liverpool. And the second one, again, Oxford and back to Birmingham, and that one as well. Good stuff. That train we can also give an engineer to. What else just popped up staff-wise? A security guard. Okay, we are going to want more freight going back and forth between Liverpool and Manchester. That's the only freight train between the two cities, I think. It's getting to be a very busy line now. Oh, we've got that one there. And we've got that one there. Does that one have a security guard? No, it does now. Good stuff. Birmingham still growing. 39,000 already. Wow. And I've realised I've got a beef station here. Might not need this Baker cattle here, but we'll run it anyway. Just seeing if there's any trains that I'd started to set up and then didn't complete. No, all of those lines are done. So let's get some freight running into Birmingham. They're good for beef now. Put a stoker on that train as well. Let's sort this out. Let's improve our production of weaving. That'll help satisfy Manchester and potentially have a little bit of stuff for us to ship out somewhere else. Wow, Birmingham has grown already. I'd realised it was going to do that so quickly. I wouldn't have put another business in or spent my money somewhere else. I'd have waited to hear. You see, I think we can get away with putting another weavers in here, and then we can ship fabric over to Liverpool and have tailors in Liverpool. So we could put a brewery in. So we've got a meat town there as well. That would get some trade going back and forth between Birmingham and Oxford. Although I think London, yeah, London is a side of town, so I don't really want to take that connection away. Yeah, let's go with our weavers over here. What's our financials looking like? Ah, good. We have got space. Yep. We can do that. Let's take out another bond as well. Really start spending some cash. Let's start off by putting in the weaving factory. Just there. I want to buy this one. And then we're going to demolish it, and then we're going to put in a tailor's there and try and get some more trade going back and forth, and hopefully to improve our growth here in Liverpool. So to demolish that, it's going to cost me 300 grand, and then it's going to cost me 500 to put the tailors in, but we're already well over halfway there. seeing where else I can get some trade up and running. Oh yes, I need to get some freight trade running between Manchester and Birmingham, don't I? For meat and meat and cider. There we go. So that's a freight train. Do I have a security guard available? Nope, they're all being used. Almost got enough to buy the tailors already. The tailors already. Tiling is a completely different industry. You see how busy Manchester Station is. All those trains coming in and out. All those goods dropping through. Passengers as well. Oh, look at that. We're already way over 500,000. We need to really capitalise on how much money we're bringing in. I'll stick the tailors just there, I think. Nice and close to the station, so it'll load fast. I need to bring some wool down into Birmingham. So, what's going to be the best way to do this? Let's finish off this connection here. It's not going to be long until we're ready for potatoes in Birmingham at this rate. I think the easiest thing for me to do is to just expand the station like that, and then have a line running off here, which we can then bring around here. Connect in that way. Ooh, what's gone on there? Doesn't like this connection here. Now, all of a sudden. There we go. Yeah, I'm trying to balance gradients against construction costs and ease of positioning. Actually looks alright. It's not too bad. Not too expensive either. It's really going to shorten up our siding just here, but we'll be okay, I think. Okay, so I need 63 grand for that. I'll earn a bit more quickly as well, because I'm going to need to put a passing loop on that. There we go. There we go. Excellent stuff. So, we need to signal this. Swing around to over here. Like so. We need to put this set of signals back in. Yeah, there we go. That works. And let's auto space those signals there. And now let's start running wool into Birmingham. Right, starting to get all our freight services up and running. Is that my Baker cattle? It is. We'll just leave that with one train for now. Where's my main freight train? There it is. Manchester to Birmingham. Let that run through a little bit further, and then we'll release a cloned train. There we go. Need to start dropping more maintenance sheds in places as well to speed up maintenance just in general on our routes. Let's not drop one there yet. There's not enough going into Oxford to justify it. We have a connection bonus. Wrexham. This is going to be tough. Expensive because of where it is. Up on that hill. So again, this is not a station that we're going to be connecting to. We just want the bonus. So we're going to do this as cheaply as we possibly can. Which is that. I need another 55 grand. There we go. Build, get the bonus. Delete and delete. Right. How are we doing on our objective? 617, 18, 19, 20. We need to do that by the end of 1836. We're not too far off. As soon as that's done, we can build our connection to Liverpool. To London. Get that improved. I want to get freight going back and forth between Birmingham and Liverpool. It's not really going to be that busy at this stage. In fact, actually, I cancel that. This is my Robinson Sea Farm going to Birmingham. We can get that to call in at Liverpool on the way. So let's just check Birmingham. Put an emphasis on obviously fabrics, some tweed, and then when we leave Liverpool, we want 0 cars of stuff. There we go. Where is the other one of those trains? There it is. Do the same over here. So we'll get that to stop off on the way back, and then if it is carrying any tweed, any tweed, we can get that delivered into Liverpool, and then from Liverpool it's a short run. Oops. What am I doing? That's what I'm doing. From Liverpool, we just need to make sure we run with no freight. There we go. I did do it on the right train, didn't I? Yes, there. That's just a single train there. That's okay. So actually, let's just see. Is that actually going to pick up? It probably won't have any fabric available yet. Yeah, here comes the first load, look. I'm just going to run one train at the moment. That's a passenger train. That's not the one I'm looking for. That's the one I'm looking for, I think. No. Maybe it hasn't arrived yet. My other fish train. Oh, wait. I've got... this is on automatic. That's why it's running passengers. So I need to change that to freight only now, which is going to change all those things that I put in. So I now need to prioritise tartan again, which it should do anyway. It's not going to deliver meat to a town that produces meat, but I also need to strip that back down again. Right, where's the other? Robinson to Liverpool. Did I... Where is the other one? That's there. Okay, so let's check that line. That's the one we've just done. So where is the other one?
The importance of the railway with reference to traffic of commodities can't be argued away. And finally, the way to London is clear.
Okay, so that's not the train. Robinson Sea Farm to Birmingham. Oh, I see. So that one there, that's the problem. I've got a Robinson Sea Farm to Liverpool here, which is actually the proper route. It should be to Birmingham. Put a security guard on that one. So it's the Robinson Sea Farm to Birmingham here. That's the wrong one. So this needs to change to passengers and mail. Sorry, to freight only. And then from Birmingham, we want the emphasis on Tweed. And then in Liverpool, we want to make sure we run with 0 freight. Done. Right. Whew. The way has opened up for us to push into London thanks to achieving that objective. So now we just need to connect to London to get the next objective done. I'm not going to do that just yet. I'm going to make sure the rest of our network is good. I'm going to try and pay off some of our debts and amass a little bit of cash before we do that, and we have a little bit of time to play about with. So, which town can we promote? Let's promote Oxford. I want to get those towns up and running properly before we expand into London and trigger the next main stage of this. So that is it from me this episode. We'll do our little adjustments next time out, and then hopefully at the end of that we'll be able to push into London. So thanks for watching. I am Jim Bob, and I'll be back with some more Railway Empire, Great Britain and Ireland very soon.